Shocking story coming in through from the training ground of Man United as we prepare to play against Crystal Palace tomorrow, that Harry Maguire has gone ahead to get injured. Shocking, very disgusting. I'm agitated about this because that means something different altogether. And this is the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's see close to how many likes. 200 likes smash this video. Continue to subscribe to obviously spread the love. We thank God for the gift of life, the Muslims. Barakallahu fikum, who has gone ahead to break this story. It has gone ahead to come in through from none other than Stephen Railstone. He's a senior United writer at the Man United news desk. That is it. Man United Evening News Desk. And he has told us that Harry Maguire has sustained a muscle injury in training that will keep him out for around 3 weeks. Now, if it's to keep him out for around 3 weeks, that means his season is over. His season is over. You talk of 3 weeks, you talk about those are 21 days, and add 21 to the 5 that you're really having. Will he return when you're playing against Man City on the finals of FA Cup? Maybe, but I don't find it proper for him to obviously return in that time unless otherwise a lot happens. But I tell you, I'm really very, very, very agitated with the results. I've gone ahead to see today, Newcastle won yesterday. They're ahead of Man United. There is another team that has gone ahead obviously level points with us. That is Chelsea, and they're really having a better goal difference. I thought that one of the reasons as to why I would have gone ahead to think about a win of Man United versus Crystal Palace was that Casemiro was not going to be played in the central defense. He was going to be played into the double pivot because John Evans is back, and that brings us to playing another centre back partnership as a club of Man United. Guys, I'm just feeling agitated about this. It's really very, very, very energy consuming and taking. That means we might obviously go into play against Arsenal when Casemiro is playing in the central defense. That is really very bad, and hope has gone ahead to fly out, to really see how we are going to really do the job. It's really very, very agitating. But football remains football. You never know what result is going to be tomorrow at the the Selhurst Park. But I tell you what, no hope. Harry Maguire has gone ahead to obviously get injured to show you how the season has gone ahead to obviously get into this. Eric Ten Hag yesterday told us that we've gone ahead to obviously have close to 40 pairings of centre backs. I thought we are going to play with the same centre back pairing. I think for the 4th time in a row. Remember, Harry Maguire and not a fourth, but a different centre back pairing of Harry Maguire and John Evans. I think for the very first time in this season, starting a game together, because in the previous 3 games, we've gone ahead to see Casemiro and Harry Maguire start, and Harry Maguire had gone ahead to perform very well. He scored 2 goals, one against Coventry, one against Sheffield, and in the game of Sheffield, Burnley, and Coventry, we had a stable centre-back pairing. With the return of John Evans, I thought that, all right, John Evans will obviously come in through and obviously put in a very beautiful chip with Harry Maguire in that central defense. But guess what? That is not going to have to be possible. The player has found himself ruled out. And ruling him out has gone ahead to say to it that a club of Man United is left with only 1 fit central defender. No update on Kambwala, no update on Varane, no update onto what's the name of that guy? No update onto Lindelof. So we are really bad. All I know is that Lisandro Martinez and Luke Shaw are back, but might not be forced into these games of football. And it looks like the manager will be planning to play them in the final, because when you win the FA Cup and you are not in the top 4, you obviously go straight into the UEFA Europa League. And he hinted on it last time that he's looking at that as the only way that can take United into the UEFA Europa League. So yet we had gone ahead to get a better chance that Spurs has gone ahead to lose almost 4 games in a row. They lost to Newcastle, they lost to Arsenal, they lost to Chelsea, and even right now, they're losing, to Liverpool 4-0. Harvey Elliott has just gone ahead to make it 4, and Man United have now gone ahead to have a chance to close in. And if at all you win against Crystal Palace, Man United gets to 57 points, 3 points in the vicinity of Tottenham Hotspur. Tottenham really has to play against a side called Man City after playing Burnley. So it shows you how a chance was given to us, but we went ahead to misuse it, and we've imploded because of not having a central defense. And Erik ten Hag went ahead to hint about that point very well, that Man United has gone ahead to find themselves in a position of really losing out on very many games because of not having a very consistent back four. He went ahead to really relate it to what we had last season, and he said last season went ahead to keep 17 clean sheets, and no team went ahead to defend better than Man United last season. But he said, do you know why it was like that? The answer was, he was really there to do the needful, and that is the guy called Lisandro Martinez, Varane, and very many others. But with all those out, how can you really have a stable team? Because it all starts with your central defense. And my God, we are really waiting to see how things are really going to pan out. But it's really not one of those moments that you'll enjoy at the club of Man United, because you continue getting injuries. As one comes in, the other goes out. You get very, very disgusting. Leaving that at that, we wish Harry Maguire a very quick recovery, but let's go into the Bruno Fernandes hail given to him by Erik ten Hag. He said, Bruno Fernandes, he's scoring goals and making assists. I'm really impressed by his performances, his contribution to the team spirit, but also his creativity. I'm happy with his performances. He also said, he's our captain. He works in the off-season. He works hard in training, and he brings energy to every game. Every time he leads by example as a captain, and we see his form growing during the season. That's what the manager had to say about Bruno Fernandes Borges, and I really agree with him. And sometimes he really shows you exactly what you demand from him as a number 10, and sometimes he doesn't. But him playing with the pain, you see that bandage tied around his hand. The man is really having a little bit of pain in that hand. And ever since he got it, he has obviously gone ahead to really show up for the club and represent to the fullest. He doesn't really feel sorry for himself. He puts in a lot of numbers. And when you look at this season, Bruno Fernandes is that kind of player that you'll obviously give his flowers, because he has gone ahead to outperform very many players. What makes him different from other players like Rashford is that even when he's not performing well, he has a shift he puts in for the team, and he puts in what we call the run. He puts in the shift. But Rashford doesn't perform, and he doesn't put in the shift. And remember, Bruno Fernandes this year, on the 8th of September, he's making 30 years of age. This season, he has played 33 Premier League games, 10 goals, and 7 assists. Why is he going to have to play 33? Because we're going to have to play 35. I think he missed one because of a yellow card. He has gone ahead to miss 2 games. Those are 17 goal involvements. In the UEFA Champions League, 2 goals and 2 assists. That takes to 21 goal involvements. I know he has gone ahead to score goals in the FA Cup, right? I think he has some. These are 12. I think he scored in the FA Cup. I think has like 2-3 goals. So that's how Bruno Fernandes is going to hit to perform unfair for the club of Man United. So we wait and see how he's really going to show up. But I know tomorrow is really going to be into the mix to play for the club of Man United and represent to the fullest. Now, there is Kieran McKenna. He has been at Man United for a very long time. He worked with Jose Mourinho. And yesterday, his side, known as Ipswich, has gone ahead to obviously secure what we call an automatic promotion to the Premier League as a manager of Ipswich. Back-to-back promotions. Last season, he was playing into is it called, the next league after the championship, and he promoted the team to the championship. And this time round, I was going to see to that he obviously gets himself into the Premier League and is going to be managing Ipswich in the Premier League, of which he has some good clue about. And they've said the most points won in English top 4 leagues since Kieran McKenna was appointed in December. 236 for Kieran McKenna. Pep Guardiola, 220. Ian Evert, 215. Nigel Cloch, 209. Then the coach's voice told us that Kieran McKenna has become the first manager to win consecutive promotions from English third tier to the first in their first 2 full seasons as a head coach. He also won the most points in England top 4 divisions since becoming Ipswich manager. That is Kieran McKenna, and that's good about him. The beauty of him returning to the Premier League is all about him coming in through and really taking up players on loan. Now, you know, he's going to be eyeing at Man United to obviously get some youngsters from the academy to come in through and really pay on loan. So thank you very much for watching through. Your thoughts on Harry Maguire injured in training are welcome in the comment section below. He's out for 3 weeks. And what do you make about Bruno Fernandes getting the hails from the manager? That is Erik ten Hag. And lastly, what do you make about the McKenna promotion? Is he going to really get in place with the Academy of Man United? And whether he's the manager to obviously be thinking about for the future at the club? I'm out.